Hello, everyone, and thank you for joining us today. This presentation is going to be all about the MBA and MSRED Collaborative Degree Program at the University at Buffalo. One of the great things about this program is that you can learn from experienced developers and real estate professionals in the resurgent city of Buffalo. And the School of Architecture and Planning, as well as the School of Management, offer this great collaborative 3-year degree program leading to both a Master of Science in Real Estate Development as well as an MBA program. My name is Rebecca Mueller, and I am the Assistant Director of Recruitment for the School of Management. So any questions regarding the MBA program or process, please feel free to reach out to me. And I'm joined today by Kevin. Kevin, would you like to introduce yourself?
Hi, Rebecca. Thank you. My name is Kevin Donovan. I handle graduate recruitment for the School of Architecture and Planning, where I recruit for a number of different graduate degree tracks, including the Master of Science in Real Estate Development, Master of Architecture, Master of Urban Planning, our PhD in Urban and Regional Planning, and I also recruit for the Master of Science in International Development and Global Health.
Excellent. So today, again, talking about the MBA with the real estate program. So with these programs, you're applying to both programs at the same time, and you would indicate on your application that you do intend to pursue a collaborative program. And then administrators from both programs, will coordinate our reviews of your applications and really make every effort to respond to you at the same time regarding decisions. Each school will apply the same admissions requirements and standards that we require for all of our other applicants. So over the next few slides, we're going to really be exploring the foundation of the UB MBA experience, as well as highlights, and how you'll be able to gain the expertise that empowers a lifetime of personal, professional, and purposeful growth. So when it comes to this program, if you are admitted to both degree programs, you're going to be blending the MBA and the real estate curricula. So your first year, you're going to be really focusing in on taking the MBA core. And then in your second year, you'll be doing predominantly MS Real Estate Year 1 coursework. And then your third year, you're doing a combination of electives and in MBA and real estate work in your third year. So that's that total of 3 years. So by choosing to enroll in this 3-year 93 credit hour program, you can actually reduce up to a year. You can reduce by up to a year the time it would take to complete both programs separately. So a little bit why you might want to consider doing this combination of a degree is it really provides you the skills for you to be career ready. So you'll be able to collaborate with allied professionals in architecture, urban planning, management, and law, be able to explore complex trends, including placemaking and urban design, affordable housing and community development, suburban transformation, energy innovation, sustainable development, and the effects of the technological changes in the workplace. You're also going to be diving deeper into topics like historic preservation, inclusive design, property management, and regional economic development, and also be able to build your personal network with industry executives through field visits, social events, guest speakers, and paid and academic credit internships. And of course, be able to also immerse yourself into this amazing, diverse community of full-time MBA students as well. So let's talk a little bit about the MBA program. So when it comes to maximizing your return on investment, we really focus on this with your foundation building core courses and career targeted electives. So this slide kind of shows you what your first year in the program would look like. So this curriculum was actually developed with input from corporate recruiters, alumni, faculty, staff, and career experts. And our MBA core curriculum focuses on a breadth of management courses to provide you with the skills and knowledge to be a successful manager in any industry. And during that core year, your first year, our students are part of a cohort as well as a small team who will work together across all their different classes. And then in addition to that course and teamwork, most MBA students will also choose to engage in other action learning opportunities, which I'll talk about in just a few minutes, like Leader Corps, global programs, case competitions, clubs, and more that you can choose from. Now, beyond the core curriculum does lie an opportunity for you to define your career goals and dive deeper through 1 or 2 of our 9 concentrations. And our MBA graduates apply their learning as they connect theory and practice with a sense of purpose. So you can see here the different variety of concentrations that we do offer. It's important to know that some students will choose 1 concentration, others will choose 2, and some don't declare a concentration, instead choosing to take classes from various concentration areas. So this is something that you would be focusing in on during that third year where you're taking that blend of coursework with real estate and MBA. So Don't worry too much about what curriculum that you'd be looking at as far as the concentrations go. That's something that your academic advisor will help you with during your first year in the program. So a little bit about action learning. Our employers are consistently describing a need for strong critical thinking and problem solving skills. And foundational technical skills are definitely important, but so is a candidate's ability to attack a problem with creativity, insight, and curiosity to really make them stand out. So some of the things that we have for students to take advantage of are, the first one I want to address is corporate champions. Corporate champions are actually representatives from organizations across Western New York who partner with teams of first semester UB MBA students to really help strengthen the students' understanding of the world of business and their connection to it. Then there's MBA Leader Corps. This is a certification and micro-credential. The award-winning MBA Leader Corps program is a selective personal and professional development journey that runs concurrently with your time in the program. So first, you undergo a rigorous assessment to identify some competency that you want to strengthen, and then create a personalized development plan. You work with our team of faculty, staff, external coaches, and alumni, and it really does help prepare you for future leadership roles. There's also something called global programs, which are designed to immerse you into another culture. Through our faculty-led short-term global programs, you can learn to prepare in today's business world and develop the global mindset you need to succeed in any industry. So with these programs, you meet new people, visit business and cultural sites, and earn a micro-credential to really showcase your experience to potential employers. With global programs, you're doing a virtual class for your actual course credit, and then there's optional travel to those folks or to those destinations. There's also projects clinics. So if you're interested in really amplifying your skills and making a real impact, these are actually paid student assistant positions that you apply for, but allows you to dive in hands-on real-world projects alongside our community partners, doing multiple short-term projects throughout a semester to really kind of give you that dynamic experience. If you're interested more in entrepreneurship, there's what's called the Co-Lab powered by Blackstone Launchpad, which is a campus-based entrepreneurship and innovation center that really empowers students to realize solutions for the global and local challenges of our time. It's really part startup incubator and part idea sharing center, connecting students to mentors, events, current students, funding, and experiences that help cultivate the skills and mindset to really build successful companies or innovate competitively in careers within any organization. And this is just a handful of action learning pieces. This doesn't even touch on the almost 2-week orientation that you have before classes get started, and all the different clubs and organizations that you can be a part of. So for more information on action learning, please feel free to check out our website so you can dive a little bit deeper into these, or feel free to email me if you have any questions on it. Now, when it comes to the career preparation, we have a comprehensive career resource center that offers personalized coaching, industry connections, and the tools to help you to navigate your career path from day one. So you can really benefit from our robust employer network, career fairs, and resume and interview workshops, really designed to help you to land your dream job. One of the great pieces of this program is that our Career Resource Center is just for School of Management students. So you kind of get 2 career resources services working for you. You have the Career Resource Center, which is just for School of Management students. You also have the Career Design Center, which is the career services for the entire university. So with our Career Resource Center, they actually provide you with an MBA action item checklist. So they're going to help work with you to develop your career strategy, personal brand, and help you hone the tools that you'll need for an effective job search and rewarding career. So our Career Resource Center offers individualized coaching and career services to help you to define and achieve your goals. We encourage you to participate in these programs to help make the most of your UB experience, learn about today's job market, and develop the competencies for winning interviews. Now, 2 of the most common things that our folks love to take advantage of is BizLink. BizLink is the online career management system brought to you by the Career Resource Center for, again, just that exclusive use of School of Management students. But you'll also have access to virtual power chats. And power chats actually allow you to connect with alumni and business leaders and ask your questions. So you can hear about their career paths, current work, and receive career advice from experienced professionals. So now that you've heard a little bit about the MBA program, I'm going to pass it over to Kevin, and he's going to talk to you a little bit more about the real estate development program.
Thanks, Rebecca. I appreciate it. So for the Master of Science in Real Estate Development, I attract students from a wide range of backgrounds, not necessarily just architecture or urban planning, crossing over into business, marketing, communications. So the program draws from a wide range of audiences. So a little bit of an overview. The program itself is housed at the School of Architecture and Planning. We have some of the top facilities in the country for architecture and planning. And again, the broad range of students looking at the program is very unique in terms of scope. What we like to tell students, the cohort size remains around 15 to 18 students, and that's intentionally done to keep things small. We like our students to get involved in studio experience here at the School of Architecture and Planning. And again, students can enroll in the program either at a full-time or part-time basis, really just depending on their primary work. If they're focused on real estate or they're looking perhaps at industry tracks within the program itself. We have a really good option for graduate students that might be in athletics. We've worked with a lot of our students here at the University of Buffalo that are interested as well. The only real estate degree program in the SUNY system. And again, we're affiliated with the School of Architecture and Planning, which I think in some regards makes the studio experiences very unique and robust because you can look at projects from the lens of an architect or an urban planner that crosses into real estate development. There is an emphasis on applied knowledge as well as connections that we make between architecture, finance, planning, law, engineering, and construction management. So this is just really quickly a snapshot of the types of courses that you would dive into in the Master of Science in Real Estate Development. Obviously, you're going to learn about processing and about financing. When students ask me, do I need to have an accounting background? No, not necessarily. We're going to teach you Excel and some of the power tools related to that device. And then we're also going to look at how to build pro formas, things that are standard in the real estate industry. We do cross over into market analysis as well as we do some technology work with you. Structuring deals and transactions is a very popular course here within the Master of Science in Real Estate Development. And then in the final semester, you're doing a very intense capstone project, as well as crossing over into some city and environment coursework, as well as another building technologies class. Really what this does is kind of get students ready for the industry pathway. We do a lot of site visits as well. So we try to keep you in the classroom, but then move you into seeing real life development projects as they come to full circle. So just a little bit more about the real estate program, crossing over into what Rebecca was saying about the MBA. We do a lot of industry and alumni relationships. That's a real core focus of the Master of Science in Real Estate Development. Our students attend conferences both in Buffalo, but also in New York City on several topics related to affordable housing, innovations and workplace strategies. We do a lot of crossover and work with other organizations that are also working in real estate development, but also focused on three disciplines: industry-related emphasis on environmental, social, and governance, as well as formal and informal partnerships with a number of our trade associations, whether it be the Urban Land Institute, NIOP, ACRE, or the CCIM Institute. So these are all core components of our program and where our students can cross over and learn from what these agencies are currently doing. And then also industry recognition. The real estate development program has really gained a comprehensive scope of taking master's level students and putting them into strong positions and jobs. So we feel really good about where we're at in terms of the program structure and the development of commercial property executives, as well as being a top 21 program in specialized master's degree in real estate development. So we pride ourselves on that. So last but not least, in terms of the real estate development area, one big focus is our Student Real Estate Club. It was formed in spring of 2021. We have a number of undergrad and graduate students from across disciplines here at UB that participate. Really, it's about the same type of thing Rebecca mentioned, student mixers, networking events, site visits, and we partner with the department UBREC. Really, it's just an amazing way for students to get out in the community and see awesome projects that are happening in Buffalo and beyond. And then another popular area that crosses over into real estate and architecture is affordable housing. We have designed within the real estate and development program the ability for a student to acquire an advanced graduate certificate in affordable housing without taking less credit. So really what happens is the student can take these elective-based courses that really dive deeper into affordable housing, which crosses over heavily into real estate, where we look at foundations, coursework, impacts on affordable housing. We have some elective options that range from architectural history to urban planning, where students can take a little bit of a kind of a flexible option that dives a little deeper into affordable housing. And also all of our courses, both real estate development and the affordable housing side, are taught by industry leaders and experts in the areas of both real estate and affordable housing.
Excellent. So now that we've learned a little bit about each program separately, we're going to talk a little bit about the admissions process for each one. So when it comes to the Master of Business or the MBA program, the first piece is making sure that that you actually start an application. So here are some of the critical application deadlines that we just want to cover. So for the MBA program, we only offer admission for fall incoming semester. So the applications for fall are currently open. You can kind of see the deadlines here. The main ones I would like to point out to you is if you want to be considered for scholarship consideration, our priority deadline is January 15th. If you are looking to do, if you're an international applicant, you need to have everything in and completed by March 1st. And then anyone who is a U.S. citizen, or if you're an applicant in the U.S. that's on a current F1 visa, you have until June 1st to get your application in. That's the final deadline. I do encourage most folks to try and get their applications in by January 15th, just so that you can be considered for scholarships. So when it comes to the application itself, you're going to be completing and submitting your online application, and you will do it right through our website. It really helps you because it's going to serve as a dashboard for all of your other application pieces for the School of Management. So it's going to be where you can view your checklist, upload your documents, and ultimately be able to view your admissions decision. Just as a reminder, our admissions committee does review applications holistically, so everything is looked at. There is an application fee of $100. Unfortunately, our School of Management doesn't offer waivers of graduate application fees. There are some categorical exceptions made by the university, but they're only for those applicants that provide sufficient documentation of their participation in programs like EOP, HEOP, or SEEK within New York State. If you are a participant in CSTEP, MARC, PrEP, RISE, LSAM, or McNair Scholar Program at any campus, if you apply through Project 1000, through AmeriCorps, if you are an applicant with a U.S. military or veteran status, or if you're an applicant who is a spouse of a U.S. veteran. So if you fall into one of those categorical exceptions, feel free to let me know, and I can kind of walk you through what it is that we need for documentation to have that waived. But generally, if you do not fall into those categorical exceptions, the $100 is required. For your transcripts, you must upload transcripts for each college or university that you list in your application. And transcripts for all undergraduate credits, including transfer credits, earned towards your undergraduate degree, must be uploaded for consideration. Copies are completely fine if you want to upload those for admissions consideration, but if you're admitted, we do require that you send that your college or university send official conferred transcripts to the University at Buffalo. When it comes to your resume, we estimate that the resume should be approximately 1 page per every 10 years of work experience, making sure that you include relevant education and work experience and the months and years of employment. You do not need to have work experience to do this program, but if you do, make sure that you include that. Our Career Resource Center, which we talked about a little bit earlier, has a fantastic resume preparation tool on their website, so I do encourage you to check that out. When it comes to your personal statement, the MBA program does require 2 personal statements. One of them, we ask for you to include your reasons for pursuing the MBA program, as well as your career aspirations. And then there's another essay that's going to be more topical, where you get to choose one of 3 responses that we give you. All of those should be approximately 700 words total, but there's flexibility with that as well. When it comes to the GMAT and GRE, we are test optional, so we do not require those, but you're welcome to upload your scores with your application if you do choose to take those exams. Now, if you are an international student, please feel free to reach out to me if you fall into this category, and I would be happy to go over the additional international admissions requirements that you see on your screen. But you want to make sure that you have the equivalent to a U.S. bachelor's degree prior to enrolling. For English language proficiency, if you are not a native language, or if your native language is not English, you must demonstrate proficiency by taking and submitting an English language proficiency exam. For transcripts, a conversion to the US 4.0 scale, we actually complete that on our end if needed. So the WES or ECE evaluation is not required. Proof of degree or provisional certificate, those are required to upload those if you're an international student. And then there's financial documentation, which, although it's not required for admissions consideration, it is required for issuance of your I-20 and visa issuance if admitted. So and then your passport photo page as well. So again, international students, please feel free to reach out to me and we can dive into these requirements a bit deeper. But now that we've talked about MBA admissions, let's pass it back over to Kevin and he can talk to you about the real estate admissions process.
Thanks, Rebecca. A lot of similarities between what is required as an MBA student as well as a real estate development student. But on the next slide, I'll kind of go over some of the similarities and some of those other things that we might need. First off, I just want to touch base about the application fee. There's a one-time $75 application fee. The same guideline of waiver requirements would focus here, and you can work with me on all of that in terms of working through your application. We would just need an undergrad transcript. A GPA of 3.0 or higher is the minimum. Sometimes we'll do an under 3.0 GPA waiver. Really just depends on the strength of your material types. GRE is not required for the architecture and planning school. 2 to 3 letters of recommendation, and with real estate development, we will take a look at both academic and/or professional references. Key elements within the material types needed for the real estate development program would be an updated CV and resume, as well as a strong personal statement reflective of your interest in real estate development. Preferred deadline is between January 1st and January 15th. The School of Architecture and Planning is kind of moving that way in terms of an early submission deadline. But then real estate development applications, we typically will take them into May and even further into the summer if spots are allowed within our enrollment capacity. Like I stated earlier, 15 to 18 students is typically what we will admit and generally accept into the real estate development program. And same in terms of what we're requiring for international applications. Usually with international students and all the different material types they need, I work directly hand in hand with each of them, but all the same requirements here would be reflective for the School of Architecture and Planning as well.
So a little bit about the tuition and funding. So one thing that's really important just to state is that tuition and fees, they can be subject to change at the discretion of the university. Now, this information that you see on the slide here, this is just for year 1 MBA tuition and fees. These were updated in July 2024, so this is the most up-to-date SUNY-approved rates for fall. Just kind of gives you an idea of what the cost would be for in-state resident charges versus non-resident charges. As I mentioned previously, we do award some scholarships, fellowships. You can apply for citizenships if you are admitted into the university. All of our awards are merit-based and mostly are going to be funded for mostly partial tuition. But we definitely encourage you to get your applications in, again, so you can be considered for scholarships. When it comes to just kind of what the fees and structure look like for the combined program, you see what the MBA tuition and fees are. Now, Kevin, for MSRED, they have differential tuition, correct?
Correct, yes.
Okay. And then on your 3rd year, it's going to really depend on which department you're taking more credits from. So you kind of want to take a look at that as you're going throughout your process, but that kind of gives you an idea as to what you can expect, for each year that you're in the program. A little bit more about funding your degrees. So for the admissions for the MBA program, there is no additional application for scholarships. So by simply just getting your application in, you will be considered. For incoming and current MBAs, you can seek out graduate student, teaching, and research assistantships. Each is offered in every semester in that competitive process to a select number of qualified full-time students. So these students typically are going to be assisting with school or university administration, teach or undertake research with faculty members, and generally work about 20 hours per week. These students typically receive a stipend plus a tuition scholarship. And if you're accepted, you would gain access to our online portals that allow you to explore and apply for assistantships campus-wide. But assistantships are not awarded through the admissions process. So that is a completely separate process that you'll be doing. You can also use the QR code and take a look to see if there's any other scholarships through UB Connected resources. There's a number of university, national, and international level awards for qualified graduate students. So I do encourage you to check that out as well, just to see what kind of funding is out there.
And Rebecca, just quickly on the real estate development program, we also offer departmental resources depending, again, on the strength of the material types We have tiered funding available for all of our applicants, holistic admissions review, and then we recommend different scholarships. The nice part about this is if you decided to apply to the real estate development program and you ultimately want to add the affordable housing certificate, there's funding lines available on both sides. So really, it's just going to depend on strength of material types within your application. And we typically award out with our offer letters. So you'll be able to see the departmental resources that range anywhere from $1,000 up to $6,000 to off tuition for the first year of study.
Excellent. And with the MBA, we're a little bit different. Typically, you get your admissions decision first, and then we don't award scholarships until I want to say sometime around February. So you would not get your scholarship or anything like that within your first initial admissions letter if you were admitted. It's separate. So if you guys have any questions for us, we definitely encourage you to reach out to either myself or Kevin. We are always here to help you out throughout the process. One of the kind of nice things, though, is that we're both on the same admissions timeline. We both want you to kind of get your applications in by early January, if at all possible. So that kind of helps as far as keeping it in your head as to when you need to apply. Others apply to both programs at the same time and just go through the admissions process that way. You can also reach out to current students. So you have a QR code here for our MBA student ambassadors. You can also connect with Kevin. He can help you connect with other student ambassadors on his side of the house. And we definitely encourage you to talk to current students because they are living the experience currently and can answer a lot of questions on what it's like to be a current student. So again, here are our contact information. Feel free to reach out to us via email with any questions. Applications are open, so please feel free to start whenever you feel ready. We thank you so much for taking some time to hear a little bit about our collaborative degree program, and we hope you have a great rest of your day.